30. So we had
to work on the other
we had
end.
to work on the other end. And one thing I like about MJ, I think, like, he played both ends. And, you know, you have some guys saying sometimes, man, it's too tiring to play defense. But the whole ideal is to stop the other guy and try to stop him and make him work. And if you didn't make Michael work, he was going to embarrass you.
Did you wear 23 because of Michael?
Somewhat, yeah. Somewhat of that. But I wore...
Mitch Richmond just surprised everyone. After staying quiet for weeks, the Hall of Famer finally responded to LeBron James. His message was simple and direct. You can't erase history. Now the basketball world is on fire. Social media is blowing up. What started as one small comment has turned into one of the biggest generational debates of 2025. But there's more to this than people realize. This isn't just trash talk. By the end of this video, you'll see why Mitch Richmond's words could change how we talk about basketball legacy forever.
Not play the game. It was just they played the game while they were talented. I don't think they ever thought the game. I don't think they were ever smart. I just think they were bigger and stronger and maybe faster at the time, and they dominated. And when it was over, it was over. You know, they don't. That's why I'm able to still play at fucking 40 years old.
Well, that's what everybody talks about.
Yeah, my mind is just like I can play the game because I can outthink the guys out there. And as my
It all started.
LeBron James was doing his usual media run and appeared on a popular basketball podcast that millions of fans watch every week. At first, the talk was relaxed. They discussed his current season, how long he's played, and the young stars in the league. Then the host asked a question no one expected. LeBron, where do you rank yourself all time? Has talked about his legacy before, so this wasn't new. But this time felt different. He didn't just talk about himself. He talked about everyone else too. LeBron leaned back and said he respects the older generation. But then he added that the game has changed. Players today are faster, stronger, and smarter. He said the competition now is much tougher. Back then, the league was smaller, the talent pool wasn't as deep, and some players benefited from being in the right place at the right time. The room got quiet. The host tried to laugh it off, but the tension was obvious. LeBron kept going. He said he wasn't saying the older players weren't great, just that modern players are changing what greatness means. According to him, today's game is different and better. Within hours, clips of the interview were everywhere. Twitter blew up. Instagram comments turned into arguments. The basketball world split in two. Younger fans defended LeBron, saying he was telling the truth and that stars today would dominate past eras. Older fans and former players were angry. They called it disrespectful and said, "This is what happens when someone chases the GOAT label instead of earning it." LeBron never named anyone directly. But everyone knew who he meant. The legends from the 80s and 90s. The players who helped build the NBA. The ones who played through injuries, dealt with hand-checking, and didn't have load management or luxury travel. One of those players was Mitch Richmond, a six-time All-Star, a Hall of Famer, one of the best scorers of his era. And he just heard LeBron suggest that his whole career was about being in the right place at the right time.
The three-point line that was instituted in the 1980s that once again benefited all these other eras, but it's also the All-Star Weekend that benefited heavily from the 1980s and the expansion, the growth. The slam dunk contest came about in the 1980s. 1984, the slam dunk contest. So when we talk about the growth of the league, man, the All-Star game, the 1984 slam dunk contest, Dr. J, Larry Nance, right? We talk about Michael Jordan and the shoes, the slam dunk contest, man. That's when it came about. The three-point contest, 1986.
For the first few days after LeBron's comments, Mitch Richmond said nothing. No tweets, no Instagram posts, complete silence. And that actually made people more uneasy, because when someone like Mitch Richmond goes quiet, it usually means he's thinking carefully about how to respond. While Richmond stayed silent, other NBA legends started reacting in quiet ways. A few vague Instagram stories, some retweets with eye emojis. One retired player posted a photo from 1995 with the caption, "When basketball was basketball." No names were mentioned, but the message was clear. The truth is, many casual fans today don't really know Mitch Richmond's story. They see Hall of Famer and assume he was just solid, but they don't understand how great he really was. They don't know about the games where he scored 30 points while playing through serious injuries. They don't remember the playoff battles against players like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. They forget that he made 6 straight All-Star teams while playing on rosters that didn't always give him much help. Richmond spent most of his career in small markets, rarely getting national attention. He was overlooked then, and now, years later, LeBron James, the biggest name in basketball, had just suggested that Richmond's entire era didn't face real competition. That frustration wasn't just Richmond's. It was shared by a whole generation of former players who felt disrespected. These were guys who sacrificed their bodies, played through injuries that would sideline players today, and faced offenses far more physical than what's allowed now. They did it without social media complaints or public trade, demand that LeBron's comments cross a line. Someone had to respond, and that someone was about to be Mitch Richmond.
Jay has, often called you like one of the toughest shooting guards he had to defend.
Right.
What was it like going against MJ?
Right.
I mean, we can't fathom that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been around MJ. We can only marvel at the highlights and but
the beyond the court, especially like the first couple times.
Right. Like what? I mean,
first time seeing. I mean, well, I watched him in college, but I was at JUCO at the time.
On January 8th, 2025, Mitch Richmond finally spoke out. He did an exclusive interview with a small media platform, not ESPN or TNT. It was the kind of place players go when they want to speak honestly, without filters. And what Richmond said changed the entire conversation. The interviewer got straight to the point and asked Mitch about LeBron's comment that today's players face better competition than past generations. Richmond smiled, but it wasn't a friendly smile. Then he said calmly, "You can't erase the past. No matter how many points you score or championships you win, you can't erase the foundation that was built before you." The room went quiet. Richmond leaned in and made it clear he respects LeBron as a great player. But he said those comments were revisionist history, trying to rewrite the story to make one era look better than another. And according to Richmond, that doesn't work. He explained what playing in the 90s was really like. The game was more physical. Hand-checking was allowed. Hard fouls were normal. There was no defensive 3-second rule, so big men could stay in the paint all game. Players dealt with brutal schedules, back-to-back games, and 3 games in 4 nights, without private chefs, sports science teams, or load management. Richmond said they played through pain and injuries that would keep players out for months today. And they didn't complain. They didn't go on podcasts talking about how much better they would have been in another era. They just played, competed, and respected the players who came before them. Then he delivered the line everyone is talking about. He said LeBron can chase the GOAT title if he wants, but he shouldn't disrespect the people who built the game. He made it clear that his generation wasn't just lucky to be there. They earned their place in history, and no social media debate is going to change that. First, the interview flew under the radar. Mainstream media didn't cover it, but behind the scenes, former players were talking. Screenshots of the interview spread through group chats. Text messages started flying. Within a day, clips leaked online. It started with small basketball pages, then bigger accounts picked it up. Once that happened, things exploded. Fans argued nonstop. LeBron supporters dismissed Richmond, while old-school fans defended him and praised him for speaking up. What made it even bigger was that other retired players quietly showed support, liking posts, reposting clips, subtle signs that they agreed. They weren't attacking LeBron directly, but their message was clear: respect the past or lose credibility. Now the debate is on fire, and this is only the beginning. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more untold basketball stories, deep dives, and drama the mainstream won't touch, subscribe and turn on notifications. We're just getting started.